Oh, hi guys, welcome back. We are going to get set up for the tomato and pepper planting. So I'm going to get my tomato cages set. I've already set the pepper cages. So I'm going to be putting everything in the ground probably this weekend. I'm still waiting for some more corn seeds though, but we'll get this in the ground. Hey Charlie. Okay. And a little update, my hand is not fractured. The chickens have not come back into the garden since I put the fence up. And how to get up here gracefully. Okay. Ouch. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Is it really warm? Now, I am wearing a new mic. Hopefully you can hear me. Good. Ooh, it's warm. Might be on the center bar. So let's move it over. Come on. There we go. I don't know what it was. One, two, and one off. There. Okay. One up, one in. Okay. Charlie? No. There's a squirrel over there. This chicken's going insane. Two. One. The chickens are also right over there. When I plant the tomatoes, I will zip tie the cages in. So you'll see that in like 2 seconds. Oh, let's give you an update on the taters and the seedlings, because I did bring the seedlings out to harden off. Sorry, bumped your head. So I brought the seedlings out to harden off, and they're doing really well. I'm going to wait for the peppers to get a little bit bigger before I put them in the ground. And what I don't plant, a friend of mine is going to take for her garden. And I cannot remember which tower is which on the potatoes, but one of them is exploding. The other one's starting to. We have nothing over here. We got a little on the top on that one. And this one we've got down at the bottom. We got something poking out on the side up top. Got some on the sides over here. We definitely have the top going. This side's popping. And we've got some more on this side. Hi guys. As you can already see, the tomato plants are in the ground. I did a whole recording of me planting them, and then it had absolutely no sound. So here I am. So I'm going to show you the plants. As you can see, they're in. And you're probably wondering, why is she standing there with a hose when she spent all that time building that water system? It's because her well is going dry. And if I use the water system, the well fails. I had a well company come out last week. And I have 3 options. 2 are temporary fixes. And while I'm explaining to you what the options are, I'm gonna run around and water the garden. Option 1 is to conserve water as much as possible and pray that the well recovers, because we are in a drought. I have been doing that pretty much for the past 4 years. I don't use a lot of water. So it's gotten to the point to where, yes, the garden gets watered every day, no matter what. On the days that I do laundry, I do not shower or do dishes. And vice versa, on the days I do dishes, I don't shower or do laundry. And on the days I shower, I don't do dishes or laundry. So that's what I've been doing for the past week. And that's what I will continue to do until I get the permanent fix. What the heck is this? Did you really? A squirrel decided the garden bed was where they wanted to plant their pecans to hide them. And they're starting to sprout. So occasionally I have a small tree pop up. Okay, where was I? So yes, I have been conserving water as much as possible. I hand water the garden every day. Okay, option 2 is I can bring in a tanker truck and refill the cistern. Because my well is 75 years old, and it's hand dug. It's 50 foot deep, and it's just a cistern. What are you? What kind of bug are you? Oh, wasp. Okay. So when I put water in the pool, I'll have extra water brought in, and I will refill the cistern. Now, my neighbor that lives behind me is getting a pool put in, and if he's ready for water before I have the full amount I need saved up for my water needs, he said we could split a truck, because he's going to need a truck and a half, and I think I'm going to need 2.5 trucks. So that would actually work out for both our sakes. Okay, so that side of the bed's done. I need to do the garlic. I did the garlic. Okay. So I don't plan on opening the pool until early May. Of course, you're seeing this video a couple weeks after I'm making it, so. But anyway, I don't plan on opening the pool until early May, and it is still mid-April. It's going to take me a couple weeks to save up for 3 truckloads at $400 a truckload. But if they need water before I do behind me, it'll save me $200. It'll save him $200. It'd work out for both of us, if that's what happens. I was also able to get the cucumbers in and the marigolds, so yay. Okay, so that's option 2. So I'm doing option 1. I'm going to do option 2. And hopefully that buys me enough time and gets me through until I can do option 3, which is dig a new well. They said average price of a well in this area is roughly $10,000. So I have spoken with management at my work, and they have agreed to work me overtime so that I can get this done sooner rather than later and not be destitute while I'm trying to save. So starting in mid-May, because I already have doctor's appointments scheduled between now and mid-May, but starting in mid-May, I will be going to 6 days a week again, until such time as I have 10 grand. So that's the state of my life. How's yours? Shoot me a comment. You know, misery loves company. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. I may be struggling a little bit financially, but I'll survive. I've been in worse predicaments. Let me run over to the other side of the garden real quick, and I'm going to get the beans watered in. I have noticed that if I do use a lot of water, like once I get done with the garden, watering the garden, I will make sure that I don't use a large amount of water for anything for at least an hour. That way it's got a little bit of time to recover. But anyway, when I do get the water delivery, I'll show you guys what the inside of my well looks like. It's kind of scary. I'm kind of hoping that my neighbor needs water here in the next week for his pool, even though it's going to take me about 2-3 weeks. But I have enough for the half a truck right now. So if he got water right now, I could replenish my well. And then in 2 weeks, I can see how much I've lost and top it off again. Because when I open my well and I show you guys what it looks like down there, you will understand. Now, a lot of people online have accused me of not knowing what kind of well I have. I keep hearing there's a difference between a cistern and a well. And yes, I understand that. Most cisterns take rainwater collection off roofs and store them. Mine does not. Mine collects from the groundwater. And it's a cistern that is 50 foot deep. It's about 2 foot around, encased in solid concrete. Tiles, meaning it's like a 2 foot round section on top of a 2 foot tall round section on top of, all the way down. But over the 75 years of the well, the ground around it has shifted, and so have the tiles. So there's breaks in the tile, meaning that even if I refill, it may all leak out. I don't know. I don't know how much it'll hold. I don't know how much it was designed to hold, if it was designed at all. Not to speak ill of my neighbors, but I know the family in which the house was owned for most of its existence. And if his ancestors are anything like him, it was not done properly. I really hope they don't watch my YouTube. I don't even think they know what the name of it is. I think I'm good. I got pecan trees popping up over there. I got little, I think maple trees. I don't know, whatever the little helicopter thingies produce. I'm plucking those out. I've gone through this bed, and any place you don't see anything growing up, I have reseeded with corn. And I've also planted that bed and, the whole length of that bed in corn as well. It was all on that video that had no sound. I was going to go through the beans and peas and fill in the gaps there, but there's really not that many gaps. I'll show you here in a second once I get the potatoes and the flowers watered. But if you are in the Rowan County, North Carolina area and you need well work done, Morgan Well and Pump, I highly recommend them. They came all the way out here, which is, I mean, I'm not close to anything. It takes me 20 minutes, 15 minutes to get to a store. So, but they came all the way out here, basically told me my well was running dry, and then didn't even charge me for a service call. Very generous of them. I think they felt bad, which I'm okay with. So, if you need work from them, please, please, please. For some odd reason, the timer's not even allowing me to turn it on for a minute while I sit here, which is what I was doing. But the timer's now messed up. So I have to stand here for 2 minutes, one here and one there, and I'm good. Charlie, where you at? Charlie? Where's my dog? Oh, I hear him. Hi, Charlie. Okay, just making sure you were still with me, boy. Hi. Maybe they're drier than I thought. You can go back and lay down. Go on, go back and lay down. Go on. No? Okay. What I'm waiting for is to see water come out the bottom. There we go. Okay, on to the next one. So I was thinking, if I get a new well, I might see if they can go forward with it out front and move the greenhouse out there and then close the well in the greenhouse. And I'll be able to expand the garden this way. One more row. I need to put a couple more supports under this platform. Oh, I'm right in your dead zone. Didn't realize that. Sorry. I did pull the cover back on the pool and it's clear, so that's good news. Last year it got all gross because everything on top of the cover went into the pool. But I got all of that pumped off, and we're in a drought, so there's nothing really on top of the cover except for dried leaves right now. I ended up giving her the extra cherry tomato plants I had. So she has 4, I have 2. My plumber took the extra black crim tomato. And when I do plant the peppers, Angela said she'd take the peppers that I have left over as well. And it's going to be a lot, because I only need 8 of those. There's going to be 11 left over. I water the potatoes from all angles because if you just water from the top will rot and the bottoms won't get any water. So you water from the sides and everybody gets some. Since I've had the fence up, I haven't had any chickens in the garden, so that's good. I honestly don't need these owls, but they're here, so. Okay, everything is watered. Shut that off. Go shut off the hose. Because if we spring a leak, we lose water. Okay. Let me show you the garden, what we have sprouted and how good everything's looking. As you know, this is corn, but look at how well this has sprouted. I think it looks pretty darn good. Over here we've got the tomatoes. They're looking pretty good. This one's a little small. Let me get out of the sun. There you go. That one's a little small, but it'll grow. Okay. That's a cherry tomato. We've got a matching one over here with marigolds on the outside of each. And of course, you know about all the onions and the garlic and more onions and more onions and yummy onions. And then over here, we have our beans. I don't think I really need to fill any holes. I think we have plenty of beans. I thought there was a hole there, but it's actually the plants right here. So we're good. Over here we've got our cucumbers, and they're starting to flower, but I've been picking the flowers off because I want it to concentrate on growing, not flowering at the moment. I only have 4 cucumber plants. I did not overdo it this year on cucumber. What I did overdo it on are beans and peas and corn, because this is the peas. And there's a few holes here and there, but I don't think it'll be too detrimental. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'm sorry you didn't get to see me plant the tomatoes, but hopefully I figured out my volume issue now. And when I put the peppers in, you'll be able to see that. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.